Maybe you've tried dropshipping before. You've followed someone explain how to dropship, you've made your website, found your winning product, designed some ads, and off you went. But you were never really able to make many sales or any sales at all. So you tried again and again, but same result. Well, that pretty much sums up my story dropshipping. And if that's your story too, you definitely want to stick around for this one, as I'm here to argue why dropshipping is not a good way to make you rich in 2023. As I've personally tried dropshipping with about 5 different stores, I've watched hours of YouTube tutorials and I even bought a step-by-step course on how to dropship. And in this course it showed me how to pick my winning product, how to design a website, and how to make good ads. However, although I was able to make some sales, dropshipping was never really a substantial income for me. And through these phases, what helped me to personally see the massive issue of the dropshipping model, which makes it so hard to have good success with dropshipping. And as we go through the video, I'll show you a business model, if implemented properly, could help you produce way better results than any dropshipping store you ever have, regardless of what business you go into. First though, to understand what's wrong with dropshipping, let's go back to the beginning. Now, dropshipping first originated in the early 60s, believe it or not, even before the internet. However, the dropshipping we are going to focus on today first originated in 2010 when the Chinese site Alibaba introduced a site known as Alleyway Express. Now, if you've ever tried dropshipping, you definitely know what Alleyway Express is. But for those who don't know what Alleyway Express is, well, here's a quick explanation. Suppliers in China with factories have access to cheap labor and cheap materials, and thus are able to mass produce items for a cheap price. However, they don't have access to customers, and that is where Alleyway Express comes in. Suppliers will then list their products on Alleyway Express, and then customers all over the world can then find these products and purchase them. And this is just the beginning of Alleyway Express dropshipping. Now, the business model behind dropshipping was unique and efficient. The idea was that you, being the dropshipper, would be the middleman. Now, you would never hold the product, but rather be the middleman, connecting the manufacturers to the customers. The customer would then pay the dropshipper a premium price for the product, and then the dropshipper would use this money to pay for the product from Alleyway Express. And thus the dropshipper would then keep the difference between what they paid for the product and how much they sold it to the customer. Now, what made dropshipping so good for the average person was that the barriers to entry were so low. Now, what I mean by that is you did not need a huge amount of money to get into dropshipping, as you would only use the money received from the customer from selling the product to then buy the product from the manufacturer. Secondly, dropshipping was a skill that was easily learnable, as anyone could learn how to design their own website, make ads, and find a winning product. Or they could just hire someone else to do those things for them. Now, at this point, from around 2012 to 2016, there are many dropshippers making very good money, such as Jordan Welsh or Biaza. However, it was still a pretty hidden business model and not that many people were doing it. But from around 2017 to 2018 was when people started posting their success on dropshipping on other social media platforms. Some of Jordan Welsh's most popular videos, 1.2 million views, 788k views. Biaza's most popular videos, 2 million views, 1.1 million views. Now, from here, dropshipping continued to grow in popularity as the cost to entry was so low and it looked easy. Such as if we look at Google search trends for dropshipping, in 2017, dropshipping had an interest score of 19. And by the peak of 2020, dropshipping had an interest score of 87, basically showing a huge increase in interest in dropshipping from the period of 2017 to 2020. And around 2020 to 2021 is when I first made my first dropshipping store. And from here, the dropshipping market size has more than doubled from 128 billion in 2020 to 243 billion by 2023. Now, if the market is growing for dropshipping, why is it now harder to make good money with dropshipping? Well, here is why. Now, the biggest problem with dropshipping is actually the business model that gave it such a huge advantage at the beginning. Now, say you find the best product, make the most amazing website, and even better ads. Now, the moment people start to see your ads a few times, or see you getting great amount of views on your videos, although you might be making great sales in the short run. However, shortly after this, as dropshipping has no cost to enter, you might have another 10 people selling that exact same product. Then another 50 after that, then another 100 after that, and maybe even 1,000 more people after that. And by that point, everyone has seen the ad for the product, and the product has become absolutely saturated. For example, if we Google portable dog and food water bottle that gained a lot of popularity on TikTok last year, you'll see hundreds of stores selling the exact same same product. And at that point, it just becomes a race to the bottom of your prices, as your customer will just buy the product from somewhere else if it's cheaper. However, the biggest fundamental problem of dropshipping is this. With dropshipping, it is very hard to build a good brand, as the product is not unique, as the customer can literally go and buy the exact same product from like 100 different stores. So even if you happen to be one of the first people to land on a winning product, this product will become saturated very quickly, and then you'll be right back at the beginning again. And with all the interest around dropshipping stores, many people have become much more aware of what a dropshipping store is, and they just don't like the idea of dropshippers for numerous reasons. Such as with some customers, they may never receive the product, they may have to wait ages to receive the product, and some dropshippers have terrible communication with the customers. And this has really broken the trust people have in dropshipping stores, as you'll see on many TikTok ads people commenting, "This is a dropshipping store, don't buy." So short term, yes, you probably can make some good money with dropshipping, but long term you can't really build a brand with dropshipping that can then grow. Now on to what you should do instead, because I can guarantee you if you can implement these ideas into your business, you're almost guaranteed growth, as these methods have been talked about and implemented into multi-million-dollar businesses such as Alex Hormozi, who sold his gym launch company in 2021 for $46.2 million. Now what makes a successful business? Well, there's lots of different factors. However, I'm only going to focus on this one today, which is having a unique competitive advantage over your competitors. Whether you're offering a good or a service, it must offer value to the customer which they can't find at a competitor's. For example, why do the most high-priced investment portfolio managers often always have more clients than a lower-priced portfolio manager? Well, the answer is simple. They are able to produce more value for the customer and better results, thus able to charge at a higher price. And from positive word of mouth, more and more customers will keep coming in, meaning they don't even have to pay for advertisements. Now think about coffee, for example. Now why would someone spend $10 on a Starbucks coffee when they can literally buy a coffee for half the price from their local cafe? Now what makes the two so different? Well, Starbucks has the best ingredients, they have a unique customer experience, and they have the most qualified baristas. Thus, the customer gets more value from a Starbucks coffee rather than a coffee from their local cafe, even though they pay a higher price. Now, to just really sum up this topic, think about this. If you were looking for a nutrition and fitness program to get in good health and you happen to be a nurse working shift work, would you be more inclined to buy the $100 generic fitness program that's just made for the average person? Or would you pay $1,000 for a fitness program that's specifically tailored for nurses working shift work? Now hopefully you pick the $1,000 fitness program specifically tailored for nurses on shift work, as even at a higher price, the nurse would receive more value and better results from the $1,000 program rather than the $100 generic fitness program made for the average person. However, with dropshipping, it's kind of the other way around. You're not competing on having the best product or service, as everyone sells the same thing, but rather it becomes a competition of who can offer the best price to the customer. So long term, I can't really see dropshipping being a reliable business strategy, as you can't really brand and you can't grow, as you can't offer the most value to the customer. On another note, if you're at university or planning to go into university, you should definitely watch this video right here. Anyway, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.